There's no way I'm going to look that ridiculous, so I'm fine now. I'm very pleased to be here tonight. I'm very thrilled to be performing at an Irish pub, which I know they say in Ireland, a pub. Same thing. Now, I gotta tell you, I was a little bit, today, I was a little bit under the weather. I was a little bit feeling low energy. But when I'm here right now, I'm really glad I came out because I feel really gratified it's really gratifying to see so many people who seem young, positive, optimistic, physically flexible, and sexually available. It's a real pleasure to be here. But listen, if we're going to do this, okay, and we're going to do this, first of all, I want to give major kudos to you for coming out. Because tonight we're doing fucking comedy. And it is so goddamn important to laugh. It's one of the most important things. I do not only consider it personal therapy for things private and public, but it's all shits and giggles, it's all laughs. But if we're going to do this tonight, I feel I simply have to, maybe not talk at great length, but I feel urged to acknowledge at least whatever happened earlier this week. Because it's an event I think that shaped us culturally, that has a great impact on who we are as a nation and as individuals as well. It's an event that left most of us, I think, emotional, confused, disillusioned, angry, sad. We lost some good people on the way. I mean, I just know that I don't think anybody knew that Jill was going to be the mole on television. I didn't know. And it's left me just as abandoned and emotionally scarred, I think, as most of you. But, listen, that's just my way of dealing with what actually happened this week. I can only paraphrase it. My message to the good people of Islamic State is very simple. We're still here. Fuck you. We're still here. Thank you. We're here and we're praying for Belgium. Is apparently what we're doing. We're praying for Belgium. Now, first of all, it's a lovely sentiment. It's cute. It's quaint. I thought we were fighting religious fanaticism, but it's fine. Okay, fine. The thing is, praying for Belgium, though, I'm not sure if it works. It's nice. I really appreciate the sentiment, but I'm not sure if it works. Because I'm not sure if you heard President Obama. He was talking about this. And I only heard him. I heard him on the radio. I didn't see his face. But I can hear from his voice that even he was slightly hesitant. Because they probably just handed him the speech and it printed out. He hadn't seen it. And he said, this is President Obama, just hours after the incident, he said, yo, this is a time where we have to stick together and send out a positive signal. And therefore, I'm calling upon all my fellow citizens to pray for Belgium. Pray for Belgium. Whatever the fuck that is. Pray for it. And it doesn't... It's nice. I appreciate it. But I'm not sure if it works. It doesn't work. You know why it doesn't work? Because we don't... That's not how we respond to this country, to crises. It works in America. I mean, 9/11. Pray for America. Pray for freedom. It works. When there's a crisis in Belgium, we don't pray. We form committees. That's what we do. We form committees. And they're the best goddamn committees in the world. You know, in 4 languages at the same time. Dutch, English, French, and Klingon, just to fuck with each other. But we do that. And I think we should all go on Facebook right now. And that's what we should write. Hashtag form a parliamentary committee for Belgium. That's what we should do. It'll work, really. It's another thing we heard, because I was teaching, I was working at a school, and apparently the Prime Minister, Mr. Charles Michael, it's all in English, so, he said, I have to translate, he said, I'm not sure if everybody will have heard this, but I heard it live on the radio, he said, everybody should stay indoors. Now, this is Belgium, where else are we going to go? There is no outdoors, there's only indoors, you know. Sorry, let's not go to the beach today. Let's stay indoors. Get the fuck out of here. You know. Here's another thing, though. let's stay indoors. But the thing is, and I'm not sure if you heard this, but he said all Belgians should stay indoors. Did you hear that? That nuance. All Belgians should stay indoors. He didn't say where everybody else should go. Find your nearest Irish pub, whatever, try and survive. So I'm not sure where everybody else go, but thankfully in Europe we have special camps for everybody else these days. It's funny because it's true. Alright. Sorry. Here's the thing with all this bullshit though. If I have to really summarize what the problem is for us, I think we're facing a problem that has two faces. And one of them we know very well, it's fear, isn't it? It's fear, it's everywhere, it's tangible, it's in the back of your throat, you can taste it. And that, obviously, is a synonym of what's going on. Terror is fear, it's terror. Whereas George Bush used to say, terror. Remember those days? The war on terror? I think that was America's great strategy to work with terror, is to reduce it to one syllable, so we could take it out in one punch. That's terror, right there, bam, it's gone. But here's the thing with fear. The thing is, it doesn't work, does it? It's the worst voice to listen to. And what are we afraid of? I mean, I listen to students, I listen to people around me, and they're afraid, first of all, they're afraid of refugees, okay? I'm not going to bother you too much about refugees, but people are afraid of them. First of all, these are people who run away from the terrorists. They know where to hit these motherfuckers, okay? They know these people. We should listen to them. And here's the thing with refugees. They are actually good to have in the country. There are places. The United States of America, by the way, was founded by refugees. And they're doing just... Alright, bad example. Alright. Okay. Alright, never mind the Americans. They're good to have around. Trust me. The other face of the problem is slightly, I think it's more personal. It has to do with language. The other face of this problem, I think, has to do with our feelings getting hurt way too easily. That's a modern disease. You could walk up, 15 years ago, you walked up to somebody and say, you're a motherfucker, and they would punch you in the face and it was a beautiful conversation. Everybody contributed to it equally, y'all went home satisfied. It doesn't work anymore. Have you noticed how easily we get offended by everything? And that's very dangerous, because earlier I talked to you about the importance of having a sense of humor, right? That's what we have to do. What the hell is that machine doing? Okay. I don't feel safe. It's fear. The thing is, I don't know what it's doing yet, I don't care. Anyway, we all get our feelings too hurt way too easily, and I think it's a real problem. You can't say a goddamn fucking sentence or somebody go, actually I have a problem with that. Grass is green. You'll find that's not the correct scientific term for grass. I tried to memorize what the actual scientific term for grass is. I forgot. That's how ridiculous it is. Hi. I got the Russians behind my back. I feel very safe now. And that's the way it goes, man. It's not the right term, actually. Fucking shut up, Walter Jr. Finish your breakfast. And that's a very modern disease. It's very dangerous, And I think, to be honest, there is a major difference between Europeans and Americans. Great difference. I know both cultures quite well. No. Europeans are still quite chilled out. We're all doing okay here. I think one of the main reasons is because we don't really have religion anymore, is that. It doesn't really play that big a deal anymore. I mean, what the fuck do we Europeans believe in anyway? What do we believe in? Cheese? Beer? Great things to believe in. But that's it. Americans still, everything is linked to their identity. I was at a social gathering, and I remember there was a guy there, and he said something like, there probably isn't a God. And a grown woman, actually put her drink down, stood up and said, that's the most offensive thing I've ever heard, and left. Is that the most offensive thing you've ever heard? There's no God? How about mongoloid midget porn? And that's not even the most offensive thing I can think of right now. I can do a lot worse than that. That's the most offensive thing I've ever heard. Jesus fucking Christ. Grow a goddamn spine. But yeah. That's how we need to get along. That's how we all need to get along.
By the way, I don't know, how many people are actually from the beautiful city of Antwerp? Where are the locals at? A few locals, fantastic. I'm not really a local yet. I've lived here for a little while, maybe over a year. I live over in that neighborhood. So I didn't really consider myself a newcomer or a local. I'm somewhere in between. But I've made some observations. Your Jews are really Jewish, by the way. Have you heard? Have you seen them? Really? It's good. I mean, really Jewish. And they're all dressed up today. Have you seen them? Because they have carnival. I didn't know what the fuck was going on. Because I was seriously. Because I live in the Jewish quarter, which is, I live right off the Belgian line, which is a lie, because no Belgians live there. And I was walking to my car, and I didn't know it was Jewish carnival. And what a fucking day to have Jewish carnival. All the rest of us are in mourning, just fiercely policing what our friends are saying and posting on Facebook. It's too soon. The Jews are having the carnival. Anything's possible. So I was walking to my car, and seriously, swear to God. Well, not to God, but I swear. And I swear to cheese. And and I was reaching for my keys, and this little Jewish kid, dressed up like Spider-Man, walked up right next to me. I thought I was going to have a fit. This little spider Jew. Right there. And I thought to myself, that's the way you deal with terrorism. That's it. You know? We're gonna kill you all. Fuck you. Little spider Jew.
Spider Jew.
I love the Jews. I really do. Like I didn't know. I moved into that neighborhood a few months ago. A few months ago. I didn't know they got real serious with this shit. And I mean, they mean business. I thought they were hipster goths at first. I didn't know. There was a new social group, you know, like gothic hipsters. They're into, you know, Satan and frappuccinos. They play death metal on their ukuleles. That's what I thought they were. But no, they're actually serious people, and they're nice people. They're the nicest people. They hold the door for you. They'll nod solemnly as you meet them in the street as you're trying to hold back your laughter. They're amazingly nice people. And the thing that craps me up, though, this is, God bless him. Apparently, somebody told me, because I don't know if you know this, but you know why they dress like this? The Hasidic, the real, you know, the ones that mean business. They dress like this because God told them they should never stand out. I'm going to leave that with you for just a moment, okay? Because bless them, and bless them for trying. But, you know, when I could be, you know, have a bag over my head at night with both of my eyes plugged out. Yeah, there's one over there. Right there. So, you know, I think what they are, they're shitty ninjas. And bless them for it. Bless them for it. Well, I wanted to, you know, leave you, I think, with something positive. And I was trying to think of what I should say, because all these thoughts have been going back and forth through my mind. But instead of telling a joke, I'm going to be really fucking serious, because we have a long night of jokes ahead of you. I want to repeat myself for just a second. You guys are awesome for coming out tonight. You are. Really are.
Yeah!
And I'm not sucking up to you. Well, I would suck up to you anyway. But thank you for doing this. Because if there's one thing that'll save us, it won't be bombs. It won't be security checks at the airport. It won't. It'll make you feel safe, especially us white people, because we have terrible survival skills. Good. That'll help us feel safe. We're not. No one is safe. You're not safe. But you're safe in here for tonight. Because at least today, we're going to have a few laughs. And if that won't save us, then nothing will. Thank you very much. And I love you all. Thank you.
Baldarch, ladies and gentlemen. Leave it to a teacher to start talking and the sea comes through the speakers. Did you just hear that? I just heard waves and waves of information.